I was at war with my own mind, and I was losing. My name is Mark. I served 2 tours as a sergeant in the Army. I was trained to be a leader, to be resilient, to be strong, but nothing. And I mean nothing. In my training prepared me for the science of civilian life, the camaraderie, the sense of purpose, the very identity of being a soldier. It was all stripped away the moment I took off my uniform for the last time. I was proud of my service, but I was completely and utterly lost. And that's where my real battle began. In the service, everything had its place. Your mission was clear. Your purpose was defined. You were part of something so much larger than yourself. The bond you form with the people to your left and right, it's just indescribable. You rely on them for your life, and they rely on you. That shared experience, that unspoken understanding, it's a powerful thing. It's a brotherhood. My days were structured from before the sun rose until long after it set. There was a rhythm to it, demanding but predictable. I knew my role, I knew my responsibilities, and I knew my work mattered. We were facing real threats, and we were doing it together. There's a profound sense of belonging in it. You feel like a piece of a shield, protecting something important. When you're over there, you dream of home. You dream of quiet, of normalcy. You think that's what you want, more than anything. But you don't realize the structure and purpose you have is holding you together in ways you can't even comprehend. You think the war ends when you leave the battlefield. It doesn't. It just changes shapes. Coming home was supposed to be a victory. And for a while, it was. The welcome home signs, the tearful reunions, the first home-cooked meal. It was a blur of relief and happiness. But then, the blur fades. The welcome home parties stop. Everyone goes back to their normal lives. But your normal is gone. The silence I had craved became deafening. The freedom I had fought for felt like a vast, terrifying emptiness. In the Army, I was Sergeant Davis. At home, I was just Mark. And I had no idea. I kept me alive in a war zone, useless in a grocery store, hypervigilance that scanned for IEDs, now seeing threats in every parked car, every sudden noise. Come home with a missing limb, people would see the injuries. With PTSD, the world just expects you to just move on. I started to pull away. It was easier than explaining why I couldn't sleep, why a car backfiring sent me diving to cover. It was easier than facing their confused, worried looks. I felt completely alone in a crowded room, even with the people I loved most. The very brotherhood that defined my life in the military was gone, and I didn't know how to rebuild it. The nightmares were relentless. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, the sounds and smells of combat as real as the bed I was lying in. Sleep became something I feared, so I started to self-medicate. A few beers turned into a bottle of whiskey, just to get through the night. Bottom wasn't one big dramatic event. It was a slow, blinding descent into a dark place. It was looking in the mirror and not recognizing the angry, hollowed-out man staring back. It was the fear in my children's eyes when I'd snap over a spilled glass of milk. It was the crushing weight of believing I'd left the best parts of myself on the battlefield, and that I was now a danger to the family I was supposed to protect. I was convinced I was broken beyond repair.
Mark, I'm missing you, the real you. And I'm scared I'm going to lose you forever if we don't get help.
The words cut through the noise. For the first time in a long time, I felt something other than anger or numbness. Just a flicker of hope. But asking for help? It felt like a betrayal of everything I was taught as a soldier. We're trained to be self-reliant, to handle our own problems, to be tough. The stigma around mental health in the military, it's a powerful barrier. So many of us fear asking for help means we're weak, or that it could ruin our careers. Even out of uniform, that mindset was burned into me. But I was more afraid of losing my family than I was of admitting I needed help. He made the call, one of the hardest things he's ever done. That first step led me to the VA, then to a therapist who specialized in combat trauma. It wasn't an instant fix. Recovery isn't a destination. It's a process. It's a fight. It's learning to walk again after your legs have been shattered. Therapy was brutal. It meant revisiting the moments I had tried so hard to bury. But this time, I wasn't alone. I had a guide, someone who could help me make sense of the chaos. And then I found something I didn't even know I was looking for. Peer support. I joined a group run by the Wounded Warrior Project. Sitting in a room with other veterans, men and women who had walked in my boots, was transformative. For the first time since I left the service, I didn't have to explain myself. They just got it. They knew the language of trauma, the shorthand of shared experience. We talked about the guilt, the anger, the loss. We also talked about survival. The power of social support, especially from fellow veterans, can't be overstated. It rebuilds that sense of camaraderie, that essential feeling of having someone who's got your back. It's a lifeline. It proves you are not alone. Today, my life isn't perfect. I still have bad days. A loud noise can still put me on edge. But now, I have tools. I have a support system. I am no longer at war with my own mind. I am a peacekeeper in it. He's learned what resilience really is. It isn't about being invincible. It's about knowing how to get back up. My new mission is to share my story, to let other veterans know what you're feeling is real. It is not a sign of weakness. And help is out there. It's about fighting the stigma that keeps so many of our heroes suffering in silence. This isn't just a story of struggle. It's a story of crisis. According to the VA's 2024 report, more than 17 veterans die by suicide every single day. These aren't just numbers. They are people who were trained to survive the worst imaginable conditions, only to lose their final battle at home. This is a battle we can all fight. If you are a veteran or service member who is struggling, please know you are not alone. There are people who want to help, who understand.
He's gonna pull and then choke off. Trying to get him relaxed, Sir Chan did not relax. They're more defensive.
Organizations like the Wounded Warrior Project offer incredible free mental health services for post 9/11 veterans, peer support groups, adventure-based workshops, and personalized care to help you build resilience. Taking that first step, it is an act of incredible courage. You are not weak. You are a hero, and your story isn't over. For everyone else, your mission is to be part of the support system. Share your story to help break down the stigma around mental health. Let the veterans in your life know you stand with them, not just with a thank you for your service, but with an open ear and a compassionate heart. Like and subscribe to support our mission of telling these vital stories. Your awareness and your support can be the transition assistance that saves a life. The hidden stories of American heroes aren't just tales of war and trauma. They are, most importantly, stories of profound resilience, stories of men and women who faced the darkness inside themselves and fought their way back to the light. They are a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Recovery is possible. A new mission is possible, and no hero should ever have to fight their battles alone. If you or someone you know needs help, reach out today. You are not alone.